Yep. What's good? What's good? What's good? Why didn't you tell me I was muted, yo? In any event, what up? What up? What up? We live. Textiles live with Daily Spread podcast on the 15th of January 2025 on your Gregorian calendar. I got two calendars behind me. One is a Jewish calendar and one is an Islamic calendar. I haven't looked at either in a couple of days to tell you what the day is on those calendars. However, it doesn't matter what the day is in some regard, because it's right now and it's time to shake and bake, move and groove, make it do what it do. Again, I am Textiles, the curator of the Daily Spread podcast, and we're coming to you with no graphics, no sound effects, just with the Patreon right here. This is my Patreon where I law, wrote up an article on some of what I like today in the NBA. As you can see here, I started off talking about the Knicks and their matchup with the Sixers. And at the time I started to write this, it was 1:30, right? Around 1:30 in the afternoon. Right now it's around five, like about 4 hours ago. And Joel Embiid was ruled out. I'm like, oh, that's good. But Cat for the Knicks, is he gonna make this matchup? He has been ruled out. He has been ruled out. You see that? See that? Cat has been ruled out. So no Cat for the Knicks. Jericho Sims questionable. The Knicks are going to need him today. And as I thought, rebounds for Josh Hart, things of that nature I would look into. You need OG and nobody to play big today. Knicks are going to need a great output from their team today with Cat being out with that thumb injury. Jalen Brunson is going to give it a go. Maxey is still questionable, and so is Paul George. So I know that this line movement here is still going to be all over the place. I have a Knicks -3, -186 from earlier, as I mentioned here. I'm just checking something real quick. The line is now at, you can get -5.5. Some places it's looked like it's moving to 6 in favor of the New York Knicks. All right. So I shaved off a lot of the line from early. Now, Cat is out. And as I wrote here, Cat dealing with the thumb injury and Sims also questionable with the back injury. The Knicks are going to need Sims to get back on the floor, and as well as Huck Porty. I know there's a lot of talk about Huck Porty. And so we'll see what the Knicks do today. Of course, Precious. But you got the Villanova Knicks out there today with uh, Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, and Josh Hart. And, so that should be interesting with the fans always seeming to get behind the Knicks. Deuce McBride always getting love everywhere the Knicks play. It should be an interesting matchup. No Cat, uh, no Embiid, and Maxey and Paul George still questionable. So we're going to see what's going on with that one later on in the evening. You got the Boston Celtics out in Toronto. The spread is at 14.5. Opened at 13 in some places, 12.5. Now you're getting 14.5 with the Raptors. And no quickly. So no quickly, then you gotta leave the Raptors out of the equation. Well, they did get the cover, I believe, last game. I think they played well without quickly, which was unexpected. For me, I'm a quickly guy. So if quickly's in, that's when I think about playing Toronto. If you like Toronto, your convictions to rock with Toronto, then you might be on the right side of things. Let me see Boston. What have they been up to lately as far as travel? Okay, this is their first game in at least 2 days, 3 days. Boston. They were at home, and this is their first game, so they've had a little bit of time to get their life together for this particular matchup. In Toronto, they played Golden State last game, and Golden State has been in shambles, so I don't really know what to make of Golden State, really. Um, but in that particular matchup, we didn't have any particular write up. We just wanted to mention it as it is on the slate, 7:40 p.m. start time. If if I were to like put any player prop something other in the game, I would probably lean Tatum against Barnes. I know Barnes is a very good player, but Tatum is underrated in a lot of ways to me. Like I think a lot of people think Tatum is soft. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think Barnes is one of those guys that try to get under your skin, and I think that kind of energy is going to get Tatum to go off. So I would probably lean Tatum to get up a couple of threes, maybe, and maybe 20 points at least. 20 points and a couple threes. If that can't get you even close to even money or a plus money, then shit, leave it all alone. I don't know. Here we go. Dallas Mavericks and versus the New Orleans Pelicans. Kyrie out. That was announced while I was doing this. I was writing this up. I was like, all over Dallas because Kyrie and Kyrie, da da da. And then he gets ruled out. Well, he's doubtful with the back, so most likely he's out. Luca's out. Lively out. Exum, I haven't seen Exum since last year. Um, Zion Williamson on the other end, he's out. Brandon Ingram, he's been out. Herb Jones is also out. I thought Herb Jones might have been a reserve ready to rock and roll, but no, he is not. DeJounte, he will be playing along with CJ McCollum in the backcourt versus Spencer Dinwiddie and Klay Thompson, who do have the size advantage. However, DeJounte Murray's been shooting the ball okay. CJ, I think he's found his shot. Trey Murphy is a good shooter. Devontae Green, he plays defense, and Mitzi is one of the rookie of the year candidates against Gafford. Gafford is good, but maybe this is a good matchup for Gafford right here. I mean, well, this is going to be a competitive matchup, I should say. Gafford has been good and is kind of athletic, but I don't know how he's going to fit against a guy like Missy, who does have size. PJ Washington, he might be able to get right against Javante Green. Najee Marshall, he's a good shooter. He's kind of got the size advantage over Trey Murphy, but Murphy, the quickness and the jump shot, is always electric. That's going to be interesting. Klay Thompson versus CJ McCollum, they've been doing this for years, so that's pretty much a wash to me with the edge going to CJ, but him being a better shooter today, I would think, right? I mean, time probably better, but CJ is probably hotter right now. And Dinwiddie is a good point guard. Sometimes I think he could get in his own way, but I think he's pretty solid and not it's a kind of similar game to DeJounte. You could get a lot out of them, PRA, things of that nature. I would lean more to DeJounte in that one. And yeah, no Luca and no Luca, no Kyrie, no Lively. There's no way I could side with the Dallas Mavericks in that one. Orlando Magic, they are in Milwaukee and they face the you already know, right? But well, I'm looking at the wrong game. Hold on. We got Orlando versus the Bucks in Milwaukee. And as I'm trying to pull up some information on the game, there's something other than what I'm looking for showing up. Okay, so Chris Middleton, he will be making this game. Giannis, he will be in this game. No Goga, no Gary Harris, no Jalen Suggs, no Mo Wagner. Franz Wagner is making a return, but not today. Jet Howard is also ruled out. You will have to Silver in the game. Cole Anthony's still out there. Caldwell Pope, former champion. Paulo is back. Wendell Carter now. This is the formidable five that they're coming out of the gate with. But I don't. But listen, here's Giannis and them boys, man. Giannis ain't trying to hear all that today, you know. So that's how I feel about that one. No real play in that game, but I just think Giannis and them probably cover the six today because Giannis, when he get in his bag, he's in his bag. And today is the day I feel like he could be in his bag. With a lot of injuries on the other side, it's almost like Giannis, I think, takes disrespect. All it needs is a little bit to take Giannis to get him to the point where it's a championship Giannis. And I think tonight you might get some of that. Paulo, he's been good, he's been back, but there's going to be regression on one of them days. And if it's today, then I'm going to look like a genius on tomorrow in regards to that one. Next game on the board, we got Golden State Warriors against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Minnesota Timberwolves, they've been on to be sloppy. Steph Curry is going to be in the building today. Trace Jackson Davis is going to be playing. Gary Payne Jr., or the second, rather, he would be playing. He's going to be playing. Pods, he will not make this matchup. Draymond Green and Kyle Anderson are questionable for this matchup. How do we feel and where's our notes? We're going to look at our notebook for this one. All right. So Golden State is a good team. Sometimes. Most times not. Minnesota is a good team. A lot of times not either. How do we approach this game? Do we want to go for the old? No, we do not. If we would take a play in this game, we would probably fade Golden State third quarter. That's probably what we would do. Fade Golden State third quarter. You would probably lean Minnesota third quarter. Another play that I like would be to take the if Julius Randle's playing, right? A lot of those guys probably not going to play. Maybe Julius Randle first quarter over might be a play. If it's like 6 or 7, I would lean to taking that over. Maybe he gets off in the first quarter. And again, the fade of Golden State in the third quarter, as that's been a staple for years. But I think that Minnesota just has the edge here tonight. Atlanta, the Hawks, they play the Chicago Bulls tonight. No Trey Young, no Jalen Johnson in the light skin energy warfare. No Lonzo Ball, no Cole Wade. Kobe White is questionable. He might make the cut. But Zach LaVine, everybody's talking Zach LaVine, because Zach LaVine shot the ball like trash yesterday and took 35 shots, so he's going to take more shots again today. So you figure he'll hit some today against Crease, against Vit, Brexty, Bogdanovich and them guys, David Roddy, Dyson Daniels and them guys. So they saying Zach LaVine, they feel like Zach LaVine, light skin energy is going to be in the building, turning up in Chicago on tonight. And I can't say that they're wrong. Initially, I liked the Hawks once I saw it. Then I say, listen, if Jalen doesn't make the game, then I'm definitely down. Now, Richard Cal is out. Hunter is out. Listen, there's a no way that you're going to take the Hawks on today, at least for me. I mean, that's not like saying that's not impossible for them to get it going. That's probably a game that you might want to watch if you feel like there's any inkling of the Hawks covering. Um, I just feel like there's too many injuries, and the Bulls at home are going to get it done. Vucevic out there. Again, Zach LaVine had a horrible game yesterday. I think going to come out and show out. Giddy had a bad game. I think he's going to play better. And yeah, that's how we feel about that one. Memphis Grizzlies, they face off against the San Antonio Spurs. I like the Grizzlies. I like the Grizzlies. I like the Grizzlies. Yeah. Jay Huff is back. I did it right up on this, right? I did. It is. Bing, 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 bing. There it is. Piece of it right up, you know. Jay Huff, man, he can stretch the floor a little bit against Wemby. That helps off the bench. Wemby is one of them guys. They can keep it close. Again, that's why I like the second half. Second half Spurs, but also like Memphis to win this game. Memphis is okay. They're looking to get in stride. San Antonio, they are looking to get back to 500 as a home dog against the spread and straight up. But they're going up against a Memphis team that is 6-2 as a road favorite, straight up 5-3 against the number 5-3 to the over. And I think that Memphis will have enough. Give me the Memphis in the first half. That's what I'm liking. And I do like this first second half. That ain't changed for real. Watch that live though if you pick those plays and move accordingly. And this is not by any means financial advice. This is opinions, entertainment, and maybe some edutainment somewhere in there somewhere for the peoples. With that being said, hope everybody doing great, doing wonderful, fantastic, marvelous. Let's continue on. Oh yeah, we talking about the injuries. Yeah, this was before. See, this was before a lot of this stuff happened. So now things have come to fruition, and we're seeing what we need to see in order to move accordingly. Now you got the Utah Jazz. They face off against the Houston Rockets. The Rockets, didn't they just have a game? Didn't they play yesterday too? Nah, that wasn't the Rockets. Let me take a look at the schedule real quick. The Rockets, red glare. The Rockets, wait a minute. Did I read that correctly? Do we have the Rockets against the Jazz? No, we have the Hornets against the Jazz. We have Rockets against the Nuggets. Okay, that's the problem that I was having. Okay, I just misread my notes. The games back to back without lines separating. Charlotte Hornets against the Utah Jazz. Now the Jazz must have a slew of injuries. Okay, yes, exactly why they're in the situation right here. Markkinen out. Johnny Juzang out. Sexton out. Collins out. Clarkson, Hendricks out. Keontae George is probable. Treyman, Grant Williams out for Charlotte. So all roads would definitely lead to Charlotte now with all of those outs. Then you got the Michael Jordan being from Charlotte thing against the Jazz. Oh my. Brandon Miller finna go nuts tonight. If my down the rabbit hole theory is going where it's going, then that's probably where that road leads to a big Brandon Miller game tonight. Looks like Charlotte has what it takes in that for that one. So that's probably what I would do money line if I were to play it in that game. I'll probably take Charlotte on the money line and hope for the best. Next game on the board, you got the Houston Rockets against the Denver Nuggets. And I think I spoke about this earlier. If I haven't, I'm all over the Rockets. First quarter, especially because Denver, they don't get up, they don't play well. They don't play good basketball in the first quarter. And do I have it right up here? I do. I did talk about that a bit here. Yeah, yeah. Okay, here we go. At least the Rockets are supposed to make this I'm supposed to boldify this here. Boldify it. All right. Listen, the Rockets on the road against the spread in the first quarter, 14 3-1. They are not messing around. Look at the other side against the spread. This is your Nuggets, former champions, 7-10-2. In their building, the highest altitude, and they're having struggles. And see, this is what I meant when I talked about Westbrook going out there. And granted, he has been playing well as of late. I just said to myself, like, bro, Why would he go play in the highest altitude at this point in his career? But he's showing you that he's one of them guys by doing that. I didn't think he'd be able to hold it down, but they are having some struggles as they're only 10. They're 7-10-2 first quarter against the spread. And in the first half, they're 6-13 first half at home against the spread. So I like the Rockets first quarter and first half. That's my pick, and I'm sticking to it for now. Because yeah, we ride, but we also know that hey, if there goes injury and Van Fleet and Jalen Green and whoever else and Sengun is out of there, then so are we. No shame in our game in that regard. Two more games left on the slate to talk about, and also some hockey on the board. Let's go real quick over to the hockey before we finish up with this NBA. Carolina Hurricanes, they face off against the Buffalo Sabres. And we did tell one of our guys, early steaming with the Buffalo Sabres on the spread, but we parlayed that up with Emma Navarro in tennis or a little plus money action of Navarro's. Think of 2-1 or going close to a 3-1 favorite. And that's tonight. And no play on the Edmonton and Wild game. As we do think both favorites can win the game, but we think both dogs kind of cover the game. And I don't like, just sometimes it's just too much. And so we wanted some hockey action, so we got in on that. Now back to the NBA. Last two games on the board: the Miami Heat versus the LA Lakers. Let's deal with that one last. Let's go over to the last game on the slate, which is the Boston Celtics and the Los Angeles Clippers, where I really don't think the Nets have any chance, and they got a bunch of guys out again tonight. No Cameron Johnson, no Trent Warford, no Bogdan, no Ben Simmons. Claxton is questionable. Maxwell Lewis is out, and Cam Thomas out. Then Anthony Melton is out. So that's their story, and they're sticking to it. They are 14.5 point underdog, and I think that's for a reason. I wouldn't touch them first half, anything like that. We did catch that first half yesterday. They won the game outright. They had themselves a game out there in Portland. But tonight, it looks like they ain't messing around. And maybe both LA teams get the victory tonight. As we talk about this last game on the board, the LA Lakers versus the Miami Heat in LA, right? And I'm just like, okay, so the fire started out with the Flames versus the Kings in the hockey, and that game got postponed. Now we're back to that symbology, in my opinion, possibly, or am I just seeing things from such a weird angle that I need to relax and call a number? Because this is just weird. And Pat Riley works for the Heat, right? And so everything about this is weird to me, but I think the Lakers, like representing water, like I used to mention when at the Kobe passed out, I was seeing this elementary type of thing with the Nuggets being like air because they're on a mountain, and the Lakers being water, and the Heat being fire, and some other team with like Cavs or something being land. I don't remember, but this is giving me those vibes again. And will the Lakers put out the Heat, the water, the lakes, the rivers, put the Heat out today? Bam Adebayo was potentially, I don't know what's happening with Bam if he's playing or not. But you got Jimmy out, Josh Richardson out, you got Khalil Ware, he's playing today. His name looked like Superman. Khalil. Drew Smith out. LeBron and AD in. They will be playing the game. And so, yeah, it's Lakers are nothing for me if I'm on that particular game. Could be Lakers Clippers being bombed. And that's how we cut in the slate. I hope you are having the best day ever. We about to get out of here. I'm about to tune into my guy Mikey and them over on Sports Money and all that, and see what they talking about, see what they like, and get to cooking, and then get to checking out these lines and making sure we're on the right side so that we can get up out of here with some chicken on the day. You know the vibes. If not, hopefully we've earned your subscription. You know what I mean? Just check the diction. Every time you listen, you're gonna see that we on a mission. All right, we off this, man. That freestyle was whack as fuck. Anyway, Textiles, Brooklyn, Daily Spread Podcast. We off this one.